Well, there's always a question about which one is important, the bigger group or a split one. And the subject of Occupy Ghana and the splinter group or not has occupied the minds of many people, and currently it's trending not only on social media but also on the mainstream media. We spoke to Kofi Bentil of Occupy Ghana and asked him if there's been a splinter group at all and how that impacts overall on the objectives of Occupy Ghana.
Occupy Ghana is fine. I know where you're going because of the new movement that we've launched. But the direct question is what's happening with Occupy Ghana. It's fine. Recently, you heard Occupy Ghana launch a new, inquiry, more or less, about the JIDA scandal, which seems to be going away, but it's a very serious one. If you remember, from Imani, we even worked on JIDA. And Manasseh has done very good work on JIDA. We think JIDA is a very serious issue, It reveals many things wrong with our society and the way our government runs. And we think that if JIDA is managed well and we learn the lessons from JIDA, we will stop or prevent, future problems. So it's a good thing that Occupy Ghana has brought it back up again, and is interrogating what happened and is going to go forward to make sure that if anybody has any questions to answer, they answer regarding JIDA. There is still an ongoing work with the Auditor General, also an Occupy Ghana initiative. And that is not finished work yet, We've had interactions with the Auditor General, and he has admitted that we are right. And he has offered to work with us to make sure that the things that we are requesting are done. What I'm driving at is that Occupy Ghana is still there, is still doing very important work. Concerning Citizen Ghana, is the same position. We are fiercely non-partisan. We will all vote, but we will not hold our partisan affiliations up in any forum. And if anybody does that, we will have the person withdraw. So to that extent, I don't really think Occupy Ghana is different from Citizen Ghana. We just want to reiterate that same position that we do not want to be affiliated to any particular political party. Somebody must hold Ghana as the one single factor that influences their thinking and action. Political parties are okay, they are welcome, but we will consistently demand what is right for Ghana, regardless of what other persons or other considerations will want.
Now,
we have not said we will not work with Occupy Ghana. So I think that's a misconception. We will work with them, when we have to work with them. And frankly speaking, I haven't resigned from Occupy Ghana. I'm one of the founders of Occupy Ghana, and I haven't resigned. I haven't told you I've resigned. So you might as well find me, working with Occupy Ghana, yeah. And when you said that we don't have any difference, we are just trying to emphasize the fact that the important thing about us is not our differences, but indeed we have a few differences. Occupy Flagstaff House was a movement. It was started by Concerned Ghanaians for Responsible Governance, who are also the same group behind Citizen Ghana. But Occupy Ghana in its manifestation has not exactly been a movement. It was registered and it has directors, and the membership is restricted to those directors. I think there's been some discussion about opening up to be a movement, but so far that hasn't happened. Again, there will be structural issues regarding that, and you do not force, something when it is not really, critical or crucial. Like I said, Occupy Ghana is doing good work and must continue to do good work. But we need to have a movement. We need to have something which everybody who shares our aspirations can identify with. So to that extent, there's a little bit of a difference there. And then again, the issue about the fiercely non-partisan stance. If we had a situation like what happened in Occupy Ghana with Mr. George Anda, there will be a public resignation. So that will be a small difference between us and Occupy Ghana. And to that extent, therefore, you will find that there may be little differences, but they are not the major issues. They are the major issues. That is what we must focus on, not the minor issues. Then again, the truth of the matter is that Occupy Ghana has not organized any feet-on-street action, at least not yet. 1st July was organized by Concerned Ghanaians, Occupy Flagstaff House by concerned Ghanaians. Dumsor Must Stop was occupied by this group that is now called Citizen Ghana, working with Yvonne Nelson and the celebrities who led that demonstration. Okay, we've had little, actions here and there. Okay, Occupy Ghana itself has busied itself mostly with its work with the Auditor General and now with JIDA. So in essence, you can see a slight difference. Maybe, I don't say it is so, but maybe they are better at doing that work, and maybe we are better at doing this work. So we are collaborating, all right, but again, we may have different strengths, okay, and we may have different focuses, all right. For instance, the issue about movement. From day one, we are declaring that we are a movement, and everybody who wants to be Citizen Ghana is welcome to call himself a member of Citizen Ghana. We've sat here in this country, we've had JIDA come and go. Mr. Woyomi's case is almost dying out. We've had SADA come and go, okay. We've had Dumsor, which we still have. People are dying because of that. We've recently lost 200 people. That's worse than the stadium disaster, to a flood and a fire. Okay, we have a series of disasters, and many of them can be traced to leadership ineffectiveness, okay, ineptitude, okay, leaders not doing what they have to do. All right, why should we busy ourselves with endorsing political party candidates when our major problems are there? We might choose to do so. I may personally prefer George Anda, indeed I do, okay, to maybe Madam Hannah Tete, okay, but it should not be what Citizen Ghana should concern itself with and be focused on and to be jumping about to do. We have really serious things to do in this country. Okay, and the failure to do some of those things leads to the loss of life. You could be dead. You could have been at Goyle. I could have been at Goyle. Okay, so these things stare us in the face. All right, somebody has actually bet that next year we'll have another flood. This has been happening for decades and we have not solved it. I want to spend my time and mobilize Ghanaians to deal with that instead of going around endorsing party political candidates. And that's why Citizen Ghana may not make that an issue. Maybe a day will come when we are so satisfied with the campaign or so happy with the candidature of a particular person, we will throw our weight behind that person if he connects with what we want and we believe he has what it takes to solve the problems. Someone like George Anda? I am not going to bother myself about George Anda right now because, like I'm saying, it is not the issue. If tomorrow George Anda gives me assurance, and I am absolutely sure that he is the solution to all the problems in this country, I'll have no problem throwing everything I have behind him. Myself, Nana Kwesi Owuah, who was also the leader of Occupy Flagstaff House, okay, Dr. Esi Ansan, Dr. Professor Alex Dodu is in, there are others, Sarah Safoe, all the young men who are part of, concerned Ghanaians are with us. So indeed, and again, like myself, it does not mean they've resigned from Occupy Ghana. Truth is that I think there were 13 or so members, and out of the 13, about 9, okay, are firmly in the camp of Citizen Ghana. All right, so I can safely say that most of us are part of this new, movement, and we really want to push them, and we hope that Occupy Ghana will also not suffer because of this, so we can all push towards the same goals and succeed.
Any reason why the other 4 didn't join you?
No, there's no reason. Somebody has to do the Occupy Ghana work. All right, somebody has to do it.
Like you mentioned, you're still doing the Occupy Ghana work.
I have to say I support them and I'm working with them, but for now I'm focused on doing Citizen Ghana work. And other people are focused on doing that work. It's just the same thing like you have in the company or whatever.
But
somebody goes to...
They are just in Occupy Ghana.
Yes, because maybe they don't want to divide their attention. So they want to focus more on the Occupy Ghana work, as we also focus more on the Citizen Ghana work.
Who are these 4 persons you speak of?
I think Sidney Kesley Hayford, I think George Anda is still there, I think Isankuma is still there, and you can see that these are the people who are working very hard on the JIDA and then the Auditor General work that we all started. So I think they must focus on that, they must work hard on that. That work must succeed.